Before diving into this incredible story, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell. Every story here has something to say, and you won't want to miss a single one. Arab billionaire pays single mother to dance and learns a secret that shocks him. Dubai, a city that rises from the desert like a mirage made real. Here, the sun scorches the sand by day and sets the glass skyscrapers ablaze by night. Towers rise like outsized promises, and every street seems to sing the praises of those who dreamed too big to remain small. That evening, the city is even more sparkling than usual. Under the starry sky, in the exclusive Jumeirah Bay district, an architectural jewel sits on the water. The Elysian Pearl, a six-star hotel reserved for the world's elite. The main hall, where the International Charity Gala is being held, is an ocean of light and luxury. Bohemian crystal chandeliers hang like frozen constellations from the marble ceiling. Cream silk curtains dance gently in the air conditioning. A subtle scent of jasmine, amber, and leather floats in the air. The atmosphere is subdued, almost surreal. The guests file past: tycoons, royals, Hollywood actresses, silent heirs. Men in black tuxedos trimmed with gold. Women adorned in haute couture gowns made of precious fabrics, set with rare stones. But all wear masks, in keeping with the evening's theme, the ball of luck. Masks of ebony, mother of pearl, and gold lace, symbols of mystery and fortune. Tonight, names matter less than gestures. Faces fade into the background. From a private box, overlooking the stage like a theater balcony, Kareem Al Fahd observes. At 39, he embodies contemporary Arab success, the son of a humble Saudi teacher who became a global pioneer in green technology. He built his empire by betting on solar energy before the world took it seriously. Visionary. Strategist. Some call him the Prince of the Sun. But behind the prestige, there is solitude. Kareem is here out of duty, not desire. He funded this charity gala for a medical research foundation, as he funds dozens of others. He hates the limelight, the empty politeness, the social gatherings where everyone tries to outshine the other. What he loves is silence, efficiency, the naked truth of things. Tonight, he is even more withdrawn than usual. His gaze slides without lingering to her. Below, between the columns of guests, a discreet silhouette cuts through the crowd with unexpected grace. Her name is Lena. She's 31 years old. She's not wearing silk, rubies, or Louboutin heels. Just a plain black dress, provided by the waitress agency, and a black satin mask. But there's something about her gait, straight, fluid, proud, that doesn't mesh with the other waiters. She holds a silver tray filled with champagne glasses, her slender fingers gliding with almost choreographic precision. She avoids the lingering glances, the overly curious hands. But her eyes, however, scan the room with a hidden fire. She is looking, because Lena isn't here to serve champagne. She's here to find a shadow from her past, a man she met one night in Casablanca, almost 9 years ago. A man who unknowingly left her a treasure, Yanis, her son. All she knows about him is his first name, Kareem, and his aura of wealth. He was young, charismatic, and fleeting. He never knew she was pregnant, and she never tried to reach out to him, until Yanis started asking questions. So she came to Dubai. She got herself hired as a waitress for this gala, on a whim. A hunch. One last try. She knows the man she's looking for might be there. She doesn't know yet that he's already seen her. From his dressing room, Kareem doesn't see the mother. He sees a presence. There's nothing ostentatious about her, nothing to prove, and that's precisely what intrigues him. He presses a discreet button. A few seconds later, a butler approaches Lena. "Mr. Al Fahd would like to see you." "You may bring your tray, miss." Lena stiffens. That name, Al Fahd, it resonates within her. Too many coincidences. She nods and climbs the stairs leading to the dressing room. Upstairs, Kareem is standing waiting for her, dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit. He is masked, but his eyes, dark and calm, probe her with a disarming intensity. He said nothing at first. Then, seeing her confusion, he spoke in a calm voice. "You seem to be dancing with silence." "I'm here to work, sir." "Then allow me to invite you to a break. A dance. Nothing more." He calmly places a rolled-up bill on the tray. A $10,000 bill. Lena blinks. She could refuse. She should refuse. But something in his voice, in that look, stops her. I'm a waitress, sir. Tonight, he said. You are invited. She hesitates. Then, slowly, she reaches out her hand. Their fingers brush. A shiver runs down her spine. The music changes. A violin rises, soft, almost painful. They step onto the dance floor. The couple step aside to let them dance. They turn slowly, silently, in the middle of the golden room. The world fades away. The past approaches. Lena doesn't yet know that the man she's holding in her arms is the one she's been looking for years. Kareem, for his part, already feels that this woman carries within her something that will turn his life upside down. The waltz glides through the air like an ancient breath. The violin's trace curves across the silence. Under the golden lights of the room, Kareem and Lena spin slowly, as if dancing on the edge of the world. Their steps are measured, elegant. Yet, a disturbance gradually arises. A strange density settles in the air between them. Kareem lowers his head slightly, his dark gaze settling on the young woman's delicate features. His deep voice becomes soft. You're not from around here, are you? Lena smiles weakly. She stares at him through her mask, as if she senses there's more to the question. No, I'm Moroccan. I live in Casablanca. Well, I used to. I came here to find someone. Kareem arches an eyebrow, curious despite himself. Someone you love? A love? Lena lowers her eyes slightly. The word resonates within her like a cracked bell. She raises her head calmly. Not exactly. My son's father. A subtle silence. The words fall like a stone into a lake that is too calm. Kareem slows imperceptibly. His arm around her waist stiffens only slightly. But he doesn't stop dancing. I understand. He replied in a faintly detached tone. Do you still know him? No, she said simply. I only saw him once. He was young, rich, passing through. We met at a party in Casablanca in the spring of 2017, in a private riad, the Riad El Majestic. I remember, he talked about solar energy. He was from the Middle East. His name was Kareem. The first name falls like a guillotine. Kareem freezes. His first name, his story, his memory. He remembers that spring with brutal clarity. He was 29 years old. He had just signed a historic partnership with a European consortium. He had been invited to that private party by a Moroccan investor. And he remembers the sweetness of a look, the warmth of a voice that asked for nothing. And one night, just one night, a night he thought would be beautiful, but without consequences. A drop of sweat slowly trickles down his temple to the back of his neck. He loses his composure. His fingers almost tremble on Lena's hand. She looks at him, intrigued by this sudden disturbance. He tries to hide his emotion, but his face has lost its calm splendor. He no longer dances. He resists the dizziness. You said, 2017? He whispers. She nods slowly. Spring. It was already warm. The scent of orange trees everywhere. He had a soft voice. But he left in the morning. I never saw him again. I never tried to find him. But my son grew up. He asked me one day, why don't I know my father? And I didn't know what to say. Kareem feels himself sinking. His heart beats faster. He knows. He doesn't need proof. His mind pieces it all together in a second. The year, the city, the place, the first name. It can't possibly be a coincidence. He stops abruptly, in the middle of the floor, his arms still resting on her. The music continues, but the other dancers avoid them, their eyes beginning to turn, curious about this sudden stillness. He stares at Lena, out of breath. His voice becomes hoarse, almost strangled. What is your son's name? She looks into his eyes. An emotion passes through her. Fear, perhaps, a flicker of foreboding. But she answers, with painful dignity. Yanis. Kareem takes a half step back. He feels his throat tighten, as if he can't breathe. That first name. That last name. Al-Majid. The one from the neighborhood where the Riad was located. The name she gave it alone. Her son. He runs a trembling hand over his mask, which he slowly removes. His deep brown eyes are naked now. Unprotected. He's hiding nothing anymore. He looks at her, as one looks at a truth buried for too long. Lena, it was you. She opens her mouth slightly. Her breath catches. She looks back at him, and beneath that adult face, more serious, more sculpted than before, she recognizes him. Kareem. The name slips from his lips like a forgotten blade. The world around them becomes blurred. No more gala. No more crowd. Only a man and a woman remain, standing in a present that has become dizzying. A whisper from the past has just awakened an entire life. After the dance, silence fell around them. The gala continued without them, like a parallel world. Kareem, still upset, approached Lena and whispered, "Come with me. Just a moment. I need to understand." She looks at him, hesitant. A mother's instinct awakens within her. Distrust, caution, memory. Yet she follows him. Not for him. For the truth. They walk through a cozy hallway lined with mirrors and gilding to a small, adjoining private room, secluded from the hustle and bustle. A living room with cream walls, lit by a discreet chandelier. 2 armchairs. A coffee table. A suspended world. Kareem closes the door behind them. He stands motionless for a moment, his back against the wood. Mask in hand. Heart pounding. Then he slowly approaches. "Do you have a picture of him?" he asks. Lena pulls an old wallet from her black clutch. She pulls out a small, slightly crumpled photo. The kind of photo you always keep with you, deep in your heart as much as in your bag. She hands it to Kareem, silently. He takes it, and then he collapses. Not physically, no. It's internal. A soundless fall. His breath catches. His hands tremble. He sees that little 8-year-old boy, sitting in a park laughing, a light in his eyes. His eyes. That forehead. That smile. That little crease at the corner of his mouth when he laughs. That's him. It's a reflection of himself, purer, newer. He's my son, he whispers, as if realizing it for the first time. He looks up at Lena. She stands straight, arms crossed, as if she's keeping herself from faltering too. "Why didn't you ever look for me?" he whispers, hurt, sincere. "I tried," she replies softly. "But you disappeared. I didn't have your real name. Your world wasn't mine. And then I was afraid. I didn't want to give my son an absent father or an empty name. I wanted to protect him from a world with no place for him. A world where the powerful forget." Kareem lowers his eyes. He understands. He doesn't know what to say, what he should have been. "This world," he said after a long silence, "is his as much as it is mine. I no longer want it to remain on the margins of my life. I want to meet it." "He doesn't know I found you," Lena whispers. "He's never seen your face. He just knows his father is far away. But in his head, he imagines you as a hero." She looks at him with painful gravity. "Please don't disappoint him." Kareem closes his eyes. A silent promise is born in his soul. The next day the Dubai sun is mild this morning. The wind rustles the palm trees in a small, discreet park away from the luxurious city. An oasis of calm amidst the urban vertigo. Yanis runs carefree after pigeons. He laughs heartily, his cap askew, his sneakers already dirty. A free child. Kareem watches him from a distance, standing under a tree. He's having trouble breathing. He doesn't know how to look at his son for the first time. He doesn't know how to build a bond with a heart you didn't see being born, but you can already feel beating in your own. Lena approaches slowly. "He doesn't know who you are," she whispers. "I told him you were a friend from afar. Someone who wanted to meet him." Kareem nods. Then he steps forward. Yanis stops when he sees him approaching. He looks up, curious, smiling. "Hello," said Kareem, extending a hand. "My name is Kareem. I'm Yanis. Do you want to play with me?" Not a moment of hesitation. Not a moment of fear. Just childhood, in all its purity. Kareem smiles. This smile is real. Fragile. A little clumsy. "I would like to." They're playing. An imaginary ball. A race around a bench. Bursts of laughter. Lena watches them from afar, her arms crossed over her stomach, her eyes moist. For an hour, Kareem becomes a man again. Not a billionaire. Not a prince. Just a man, his feet in the grass, running after a child who knows nothing, but feels everything. Then comes the time to leave. Yanis wipes his forehead with his sleeve. "You know," he said, looking at him with his big black eyes, "I'd like to see you again. Can you be my godfather?" Kareem turns to Lena, taken aback. She smiles. Melancholic, strong, and sad at the same time. "We'll see, my love," she said softly. Kareem looks at Yanis. He places a hand on his small shoulder. "I would be honored, but your mother has to agree." Yanis nods seriously, then runs again, carefree. Kareem stands there, his heart torn with unknown emotions. He has never been so vulnerable, nor so alive. In the weeks that followed, Kareem changed. It wasn't immediate, but it was genuine. He, who had lived between private planes and closed-door meetings in steel towers, began to enjoy slower hours and simple gestures. He organizes himself. He reschedules appointments, delegates what he once thought was essential, and each day becomes a step toward a life he had never envisioned. He picks Yanis up from school, simply dressed, without an escort. The first few times, the mothers look at him suspiciously, curious about this man who is too elegant, too discreet. But very quickly, they see the obvious in his eyes when he kneels down to hug his son. He gives him a little red bike, a real one, with training wheels that can be removed later. Not an expensive remote-controlled car, not a luxury gadget, just a bike. Yanis jumps for joy, as if he'd just been given the world. Kareem feels stupidly happy. That's what being a father is all about. One evening, he takes him to a hill outside the city. He's brought a blanket, a thermos of hot chocolate, and an old telescope he'd had delivered especially for him. Together, they search for Orion, the Big Dipper, and Venus. Yanis listens as if every word were a promise. And Kareem, pointing at the stars, realizes that he himself is learning to look at the sky differently. Every night, he reads a story. Sometimes he stumbles over the words, clumsy. Yanis laughs and corrects them. Lena sometimes listens from the hallway, without entering. She hears the voices, the laughter. She hears the bond being formed. But she can't give in to it. Not yet. Lena keeps her distance. She smiles, but softly. She speaks, but little. Because in her heart, there is fear. Fear of a mirage too beautiful. Of a man who will end up leaving. Of promises left behind once the spell has worn off. She doesn't want Yanis to get attached, only to fall apart later. She'd rather be alone than broken. Kareem senses it. He doesn't force her. He waits. Then, one evening, while Yanis is asleep, he knocks gently on the door of the small room she occupies in their temporary home. She opens it. Her eyes are tired. Her face is worried. He hands her a cup of tea. "You're scared," he whispers. She doesn't answer. "You're right. The world has taught me to move on quickly, to take things without lingering. But this time I want to stay. Not for me. For you. For him." She looks down. "I don't want to steal your son," he said even more gently. "I want to be his father. And I want you to be free." She slowly looks up. "If you want to go back to Morocco, I'll come with you. If you want to stay here, I'll build you a home. Not a palace. A real home. With a kitchen that smells of mint, cushions on the floor, crayons on the table, and children's shoes in the hall. With you. If you want." A long silence falls. Not an empty silence. A silence heavy with 1,000 thoughts. She doesn't answer. But that evening, she drinks tea with him. And she doesn't close the door right away. 2 years later, a little boy walks happily toward an international school in Dubai. He's carrying a school bag that's too big for him, and a cap screwed on his head. The plaque reads, Yanis Lena Al-Fad, a name built like a bridge. Between two worlds, two identities, two loves. Lena has resumed her studies. She is taking social management courses and is involved in a local association. She often says that she doesn't want to depend on luck or on a man, even a loving one, even a sincere one. Kareem, for his part, has downsized his business. He sold shares. He slowed down his projects. He now talks about human investments, the future, his roots, and above all, time. They live in a simple but bright house, a slightly wild garden, a table that creaks from overly sweet breakfasts, a living room filled with children's books and mismatched socks. A real home. In this house, above the sofa, sits a large frame. A blurry photo, captured on the fly during a masked ball, where two strangers danced, unaware they were meeting again. That day, the universe shifted its trajectory. A truth found its way. Through the stars. Through tenderness. Through dance. And in Kareem's eyes today, there is no more solitude, no more regret, no more escape. Only pride, love, and a silent gratitude for life. Because sometimes, the truth slips between the notes of a violin, and forever transforms the heart that listens to it.